Guys, UFC 280 is stacked, and Charles Oliveira is on a revenge tour trying to get his belt back. If you like to bet on fights, our show sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, is now giving new customers a deal you don't want to miss. New customers, sign up using promo code Sonnen, bet $5 on either fighter to win and get an additional $200 in free bets if your bet wins. That's an additional $200 in free bets in your pocket if your pre-fight wager of $5 or more on the fighter to win hits. Want even more action? Combine multiple bets, like who will win and how long the fight will last, in a parlay bet to give you a shot at even bigger winnings. If mobile sports betting is not available in your state, DraftKings Daily Fantasy is giving all MMA fans a chance to cash out this weekend. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Sonnen, bet $5 on any UFC 280 fighter to win, and get $200 in free bets if your pick wins. That's code Sonnen. This Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Suga Sean versus Petr Yan. Guys, who do you got? And I'll tell you, I'm taking Suga Sean, but I'm taking some leaps of faith here. I'm taking some real leaps of faith in taking Sean in this one regard. Okay, and I'm going to know in the first minute if my prediction has a shot of being true. Now, they're going to need to go out there for all 15 for me to prove it's true, but I will also be able to discount it and tear my ticket up within 60 seconds if Sean does not go out and start a fight. It's as simple as that. Sean has to win the first round. Not maybe, not kind of. In Sean's last fight, there appeared to be a feeling out process, and there appeared to be a round that Sean was losing, it was slipping away, and there was not an urgency to go out and get it back. Then Sean at the post-fight press conference said that he didn't need to, he can't believe the judges had the other guy, and that he was winning. If that was marketing, and that's why he said it, cool in the gang, let's get up and go home. But if he meant it and was being sincere, we have a problem. If Sean thought while standing in front of his opponent and missing, couldn't find he just simply couldn't find him. The guy was staying back. Guy didn't come in to wrestle. Guy didn't step in. But if Sean didn't know that, if Sean doesn't know this is a game of I touch you and you don't touch me, you touch me, I touch you more times than you touch me. If he doesn't understand that concept extremely clearly, Houston, we have a problem. Sean will also have an advantage, particularly early on with Yan. That Sean has a longer reach and knows how to use it. And I got to word it that way. I am so tired of hearing the word reach advantage. Since when? With who? With who is it an advantage? Mike Tyson did not have a longer arm than a single opponent he ever fought. I mean, I'm just offering it for an example. Now, if you've got a longer reach and you know how to use it, you've got a real tool there. And I feel that Sean does. Yan in his first round with Sandhagen. Now, Sandhagen is a terrific fighter. But it appeared it was the reach that was the problem. Yan just couldn't get inside. He was having to take 2 on the forehead every time he got inside. But rounds 2+, he'd figure that out. So I'm taking the first round of Sean's last fight. I'm taking the first round of Petr Yan's fight. That's what I'm using as my deduction, my historical deduction to get me to the conclusion that Sean O'Malley had better win the first round. Oh, and by the way, he should be able to. If he truly understands the sport, which is I touch you and you don't touch me, if he truly understands that and he goes out and he puts that pressure on Yan, it can be very problematic for Yan. And I don't think that Yan would dispute that. If we had a real private conversation with Yan right now, I think that Yan would say something like that. Hey, listen, the first couple of minutes of fights, I'm kind of finding guys. I'm trying to find my way. Guys are about my height, about my length. I got some good power I can put on those longer guys. It takes me a little bit. I got to take a couple shots. I think that Yan would concede this back. So I'm just bringing it to you. Suga Sean, I believe, has the skills to win all 3 rounds. Now, that's going to really come as a surprise. I can't go as far as to say shock the world, but it's going to come as a surprise. If he could dominate, because he's going to have to do multiple things. Suga Sean isn't just going to have to go out and out kickbox Yan. He's going to have to anti-wrestle Yan. Yan can get you to the ground, and Yan can do good work when he gets there. And if your only perception of Yan and his ability to wrestle, to anti-wrestle, as well as to grapple once he gets to the ground, is his last fight with Sterling, you've got a false interpretation. You really do. You really do. It was as though the wrestling switch got turned off on Petr Yan in that last fight. I've never seen him like that. I don't want to discredit Aldo. I don't want to discredit Yan either. I just want to dismiss it. I will go back to other moments where Yan was able to deal with the wrestling of Uriah Faber, by example, where Yan was able to out-grapple, heavily out-grapple Jose Aldo, who's nearly impossible to get to the ground. So Suga Sean's going to win this fight. He's going to have to win it in the stand-up. It's not outside the realm of possibility that Suga Sean goes out and takes down Yan, particularly after what he saw Aljo do. Now, that would change the fight. That's not what we're expecting. I'm pretty comfortable in predicting for you guys that largely we're going to have a stand-up battle. At one point, that's not going to go one of the two guys' ways, whoever it is. Whoever's on the short end of that stick is going to look to grapple. We then have to ask ourselves the question of, can they be successful? I think they both have really good defense. I also think that both guys are fully aware and would completely agree with everything that I just said, which means in training camp they prepared for this. And to be a guy with a lifetime of wrestling, if you know how to get an underhook and get to your opposite hip, you can get up off the bottom. This isn't rocket science. It's a stand-up in a steel cage, right? But there's some guys who go their whole career, they don't even foggiest idea what I just said, underhook and an opposite hip. What does that guy mean? I just don't know that I buy that that's Suga Sean or that that's Yan, and there's not a lot of time. I've really got to put an emphasis on this. This is a very light night of work compared to what Yan is used to. When you get into the 5-round club and you stay there for 3 years, which Yan did, 15 minutes, right? That's where all your fear comes from. If you guys were to go into a fight, I'm sure that you would think about, oh my gosh, this is going to hurt. What if the guy knocks my teeth out? What if he breaks my nose? Oh, what if he hits me in my body and I can't breathe? Like, I think that you'll be thinking of that. I'll just share with you, guys of this level don't. They only think about one thing, which is, can I hold up if the end of the night comes? If this is a 15-minute fight and we get to minute 13 and a half, can I still be here? Can I be present? Can I follow the golden rule, which is to protect myself at that time? And that's where the fear comes. That's where you start to get scared. I'll just share with you, Yan isn't going to have that. Now, in addition to that, Yan has used those championship rounds historically. He even did it in his last fight with Aljo. There was a little bit of cooperation there by the champ in Sterling. But either way, Yan was still coming on, and Yan was winning those rounds. Ask Jose Aldo how the end of the fight felt with Yan. He's getting stronger. He's getting better. So Yan's got a game to play here too. At the same time, well, maybe he's not going to deal with the fatigue and the exhaustion and the mental oomph that takes. He still doesn't have minutes 16 through 25. He's got to get it done. He's got to get it done early, which is why I bring such an emphasis on this first round. It's why I bring an emphasis on the very first minute of the very first round, and it's why I do have to criticize if Sean was being sincere. If Sean truly felt that the judges who gave the first round of his last fight to his opponent were wrong. If he really believes that, we have a problem. But I don't think he believes that. I think he's far too smart. And even if he believed it in that moment, I think if he goes back and watches that, he realizes, I got to touch him more than he touches me. And if he's out of range, if he's too far, then I got to take a step in. I got to feint him better. I got to back him into a corner. I have to find this guy. If I'm not going to take him down, I must reach out and touch him. It'd be a big upset. Dana White made a comparison. He said this is like Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. I believe that comparison is based on this is a time that you prove it. It's put up or shut up. All of the talk, this is the time. And I believe in large part, my interpretation of what Dana said, making the comparison to Jose versus Conor, I think is a big compliment to Yan. I think Dana is saying, this is the guy with all the skills. You said you could beat anybody. Here's anybody. You said you belong at the top. Here's the former champion who's sitting at the top. I think that's what he meant. And I do see it that same way. This is an important fight for both guys. This is a hard fight for both guys. I don't know that this is going to be a close fight. Johnny's either going to keep him at the end of his punches or he's not. I'm taking Suga Sean, but I'll let you know right now, if Sean does not win the first 60 seconds of the fight, he's not going to win the rest of the fight.